Have you ever wondered what the purpose of the different colors are at the altar and the podium in front of the church? I know I have, and they have a very specific meaning. Today we're going to be talking about the liturgical calendar. Now, we typically view the liturgical calendar as a cycle. We are returning to the same ideas each year for the purpose of study. It's different than the calendar that you and I follow for things like making appointments or from year to year, which is linear, right? We're going from one to the next, and we're not returning to these ideas. Whereas for studying the life of Christ, this cycle is really helpful. The whole goal of the liturgical calendar is to tell the story of Jesus and to center our lives on it, right? The whole thing focuses on Christ. So we're going to use a tool to draw out the liturgical calendar. It has 6 parts. The first 5 fill in that right-hand side of the circle, and then a larger portion for the left. We use colors to distinguish different types of time within that calendar. Purple represents preparation, white is celebration, and then green is revelation and growth. So twice within the year we start with preparation, then celebration, and finally growth. Basing it on events, we're going to start with Advent, and I've got some Advent candles there to represent that time of preparation. And then, of course, that ends with Christmas, the birth of Christ, which we then celebrate. That celebration is going to end with Epiphany, coming of the wise men, and then we get that first green section where we're going to tell the stories of Christ. We're going to study his life. The purple section following is another set of preparation. It's Lent. And of course then, Lent is going to end with Easter, right? The resurrection of Christ. Then we celebrate the Easter season. We celebrate the resurrection. And that period of time ends with Pentecost, the coming of the Holy Spirit, which I've represented at the bottom with a little flame. And now we've got this long portion of green in the calendar. Continuous section of growth. And growth, of course, by nature is not stagnant. We are not just going through the time. We are counting our place within it. We are tracking how far we are. We are looking ahead to the Advent season. And in doing so, we are also studying the stories of God's people, both Old and New Testaments. Now I'm going to add in the months of the year so you can get a sense of where we are within that cycle. The most important part of the liturgical calendar is Christ. The whole thing circles around Christ. And the purpose is to help us then focus our lives on Christ. In preparing and celebrating and studying and growing, we are focusing on and centering on what's most important, which is, of course, Jesus.